trying to squeeze in one more Christmas carol and light the Advent wreath one more time before, getting back to work, putting everything away, making room for the new year. The new year. Another year. I think for most of us, it's probably not the start of the new year that we'd hoped for. But nonetheless, a new year in which we can use all we've learned from this past year and enter the new year with hope. A new year. New years always remind me of the book of Revelation, whose author wrote, "Then I saw a new heaven and a new earth, for the former heaven and the former earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. I saw the holy city, a new Jerusalem, coming out of heaven from God, made ready as a betrothed, beautifully dressed for their beloved. I heard a loud voice from the throne say, 'Look, God's dwelling is here with humankind. God will dwell with them, and they will be God's peoples.' Then God said to me, 'All is done. I'm the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end. To the thirsty I will freely give water from the life-giving spring.'" The book of Revelation. Revelation was written in a style called apocalyptic. Apocalypse writings reveal the true nature of things and describe wild creatures and mysterious events. As author N.T. Wright shared about the book of Revelation, God's time will come. God will bring God's people safely home. But contrary to popular apocalyptic thinking, there is no rapture or a future snatching up of Christians from the earth. Instead, it's God who is raptured down to earth to take up residence among us. Revelation is profoundly ecological in the sense of declaring God's commitment to the earth as the location of salvation. So I'm wondering if maybe we might want to take a little bit better care of our planet, right? We are given a promise of newness, a new heaven, a new earth, a radiant image of renewal and new birth. The first earth passes away, the earth which is held captive to greed, power, war, poverty, and injustice. The C.S. Lewis series, The Chronicles of Narnia, it has its own book of Revelation story. In the Chronicles of Narnia, at the end of the journey, the new Narnia was not an escape from the old Narnia. It's an entrance which takes the characters more deeply into the very same place. In the new Narnia, it's a deeper place, a place where no good thing is ever destroyed. New Narnia is not about the ending. It's about the beginning. Perhaps the same can be said about the book of Revelation. It's not about the end, it's about the beginning. A beginning, hopefully, where we have learned to love as God loves and live as Jesus lived. We are sitting here on the edge of welcoming in a new year. It's a time when we reflect on what has happened in the waning year, to dream dreams and make resolutions for the new year awaiting us. And I don't want to make anybody feel badly, but I did a Google search about New Year's resolutions, and I discovered that 80% of New Year's resolutions fail by February. Sorry. But even as we wrestle with New Year's resolutions, the story continues. Even though we feel as if Christmas season is over and the tree needs to be taken down and we go back to the normalness of our daily existence, the real story begins again in the renewal of our very souls as God nudges us toward new life and possibilities of this new year. The eve of a new year connects us to the past and to the future. It connects us to our ongoing journey into the birth of peace, joy, love, and hope in the presence of Emmanuel, God with us, with a vision of a new heaven and a new earth birthed in us this new year. Sometimes change is hard, sometimes it's scary, and it is particularly hard when we're dealing with things out of our control, because sometimes we just don't want to be birthed into newness. But even through our uncertainty and our fear, God's presence and strength are with us. God holds our hands as we step into this new year with confidence, with hope. God is with us. A meme I saw on Facebook this morning has two cartoon characters. The first one says, "Man, aren't you terrified of what 2022 will be like? Everything is so messed up." The second character responds, "I think it will bring flowers." The first character is astounded and asks, "Why?" The second character says simply, "Because I'm planting flowers." After we put away the decorations, put away our Christmas sheet music, take down the tree, as theologian Howard Thurman said, that's when the work of Christmas begins. Finding the lost, healing the broken, feeding the hungry, releasing the oppressed, bringing peace, and planting flowers. It's not about the ending. It is about the beginning. We can't always change our situations, but we can choose to love, to heal, to hang on to joy, to plant flowers no matter what is going on around us. It's kind of cold in here. I guess it's really time for me to get back to work and blow out the candles and put away the wreath and take down the decorations and make room for the hope and love of God with us this new year. God's time will come. God will bring God's people safely home. God is with all of us. Happy New Year, and may it be for all of us a year of planting flowers. Well, back to work. Happy New Year.